up, everybody? It's your man Danelle, aka Small Guy Promotions, aka the Omaha Fatty, and I'm coming with another podcast episode of What's Up, Omaha? Yeah! Thank you guys so much for tuning in to yet another episode, in the What's Up, Omaha podcast lineup. I appreciate you guys so much. Please, if you're listening, you're tuning in on YouTube, wherever you're taking in the podcast, please consider subscribing so you never miss another episode. If you're on YouTube, you can hit the bell icon to get notifications when new content is released, published. Follow the journey, stick with us. We'll be going every week. I always try to release on Sundays. Did miss a couple of weeks this year so far. I talked about that previously, but that's all good. We're back on it, baby, and we're just coming with new episodes, man. So I hope you guys enjoy. Again, thanks for coming along on the journey. I appreciate you guys so much. Small Guy Promotions is the epicenter of it all, and Omaha Fatty has come along in the last few years and been something that people have really appreciated and gravitated towards. Thank you guys so much for all of that. Man, I just wanted to talk about, some current events a little bit, the stuff I don't often talk about, but, the economy is crazy right now, man. We're still having staffing issues at places. It's like almost every time I go to a local restaurant, I hear someone saying that it's hard to get staff. Nobody wants to work for what these places are able to pay. And on one hand, I understand it, but on the other hand, I'm like, how did it work before? It seemed like this didn't start really being a thing until COVID hit. So I'm not exactly sure what has changed. But, hey, for the people out there working, if you're in the service industry, maybe this is an opportunity for you to capitalize, and maybe you're getting more tips. Hopefully, I don't know. I don't know how some people are able to do it, because as myself taking a position that has lower income, it can be a struggle, man. It hasn't been for us because, I have two businesses where I can generate a little extra income. But yeah, for some people, I just wonder how they do it. So I get it. Like livable wage, that's a hot topic, man. Like what is a livable wage? And $10 an hour is not a livable wage. Not in today's climate. $12 an hour is not a livable wage. I'm sorry, man. Like I don't know the solution. But it's just tough right now. Hopefully we get through this. But, $10 or $12 is not a lot of money in general, but when you add on gas being almost $5 a gallon, man, that's a big hit, man. It just is. Like there's no way around it. And then that's not even talking about the supply chain issues and how supply and demand have been impacted and people are being affected every day. Prices at the grocery store are going up. It's harder to find deals sometimes. Everything, man, everything. I said this. I volunteered at my daughter's school before the end of the year. And it was a field trip to the zoo. And I don't think I'll ever go to the zoo again. I don't care how much people enjoy the zoo. We used to always get a membership, and we hadn't had one the last couple of years, but I don't think I have ever gone to the zoo and not had a membership, or if I did, it was many years ago. But it was like $30 just to get in, and then with that and the IMAX, it was like $36. We took our own lunches and whatnot, so we didn't have to pay for food there. But when I was looking at the menu, you can get the souvenir cup. But for a soda in the souvenir cup, it was $10. And I'm like, bro, like you guys are cracking. Like I know it's not cheap to run that facility, and they got all the animals to take care of and stuff, but like, come on, bro. $10 for a soda. And like us, you can choose not to indulge in that. But I'm just thinking, I don't mind spending money, but I don't like spending money when I feel like I'm being taken advantage of. So that's why we don't like go to the movies a lot and stuff, because concessions are ridiculous, man. Like it just it's I don't know. I've talked about it on the podcast before. Like how Arthur Blank, the owner of the Atlanta Falcons years ago, lowered prices on the concessions because he wanted to make it, more family friendly. And, capitalism at its finest, a lot of people aren't doing that, and they need to get that money. So it's hard for me to support stuff like that sometimes. Like, if that can be like, it's not just someone making like a little money. Like, these people are making a lot of money off of this stuff. So it's just tough for me to kind of do that. But yeah, man, the world right now, the United States, oil prices are going up. They're talking about $6, $8 gallon of gas. I think I heard like in Finland, it was like $8 or $9 a gallon for gas or something like that. And I'm like, bro, like, currently what I make, if gas went up to $5, if it does go up to $5 or over $5 a gallon, even though I am making money from my side businesses, I might just have to like pull the plug and like go and apply at another place that I make more money at, man, because it's just crazy. Like, I don't know how people are making it when they have families, when you have kids in your home. It's not cheap. And I feel for people. Like, we are fortunate enough in my house that, I made a decent salary for many years, and my wife has been staying busy with her business. She was working part time as the director of a religious education program for a bit, but she just resigned after this last year. So we got to grind now, because I make a lot less than I used to make, but that's okay, because I'm like, this is my time to do it. Like, this is my time to prove that Small Guy Promotions and Omaha Fatty can make it happen. Like, I may not be able to fully not have employment right now, but that's what I'm trying to work towards. That's what I'm generating. And again, thank you guys so much for the support and all the attention that you give to Omaha Fatty, especially right now, because I'm able to do things that I'm building up the platform, and that allows me to generate revenue, so that I can hopefully get in a place that at some point in the future I can do this full time. That's been the goal. That's been the dream. But yeah, so back to the whole like state of the economy and whatnot. It's just, they're talking about a recession, and the value of a dollar, and just, there's so many factors going on right now, and it's just like, how do we come out on top? And like, I've been watching a lot of CNBC recently and stuff, and listening to it. And like, there was I don't know, he was like a CEO or president of a bank somewhere. Sorry that I don't recall all of the details about it, but he was talking about how people's savings are higher than it's ever been, and how our like leisure income, or our leisure savings is more now than it's ever been. And I'm like, what, who is he talking about? What demographic of people is he talking about that has more savings than ever before? I I have a hard time believing he's referring to low income families. Like, that doesn't sound right, because there's so many people struggling. So as Omaha Fatty, I try to support Tri-City Food Pantry out here in Papillion, because that's the local, one of the local organizations in my area that I want to support. And you know what? I've only supported them through sharing content and information. I need to get better. I've been meaning to go and shop. I know they need paper supplies. So I think I'm going to run a Sam's Club and get some paper towels and some Kleenex or something, and donate that stuff, because I haven't actually made a donation there yet. And I need to do that. I need to hold myself accountable and stop putting that on the back burner, because there's people in need. So I need to take care of that. So shout out to Tri-City Food Pantry for doing everything that you do. Melissa Nelson over there, I've known her for years. She's doing great things. I actually am going to have her on the podcast. We did a live, it was a few months ago on Facebook, but we said that we were going to have her come on the podcast so she can actually give some statistics about the things that she sees in the food insecurities around the Sarpy County area, because a lot of people don't necessarily think about that. Like, I know I didn't think about food insecurity in Sarpy County, especially out here in Papillion. I was like, there's low income families in Papillion. I didn't really understand that and realize it, but she broke it down for me. So anything can happen. Someone could lose a job. There could be a death in the family. Who knows what someone is going through? But yeah, again, that's talking about, like, who has these savings? Again, what demographic of people has more money right now than they've ever had before? Like, I just, it's hard to believe. Everything is crazy. You know, my oldest daughter, she's about to be 16 here in a couple of months. We have been kind of loosely looking for a vehicle. Used vehicles, as they've talked about, they've been crazy. You know, we don't want to spend too much, and we're going to match her for a little bit. You know, we don't do credit, so we're not going into debt. We're not taking out a loan for my daughter to drive a car. She's been working. She's saved up. And like I said, we're going to match her up to a certain point. Probably, I don't know, probably like $4,000 is what we'll match her up to. And we'll just go and pay. I don't know for sure. We'll see what we can find, but it's been tough. I don't want to just get her a beater that's going to break down. It has to be dependable and it has to be safe. But yeah, it's just crazy right now. My brother-in-law, I don't know, like a year ago, I don't know when it was, he was shopping for a newly used car, and the price difference from a new car to a used car was so small that it didn't make sense for him to get a used car, so he got a new vehicle. And I hear people are doing that because, if you're going to pay that much for a used car and you only have to pay like $1,000 or $2,000 more for a new car, why wouldn't you just buy a new car? So yeah, man, things are crazy. I don't know. I don't think we have felt the pinch yet, my family specifically, but that doesn't mean that people out there aren't struggling. And, I got to do something on my end. Like I said, I got to step it up and donate or whatever, because I feel like I haven't done that enough these last couple of years. I do, we do try to tip a good amount and stuff when we go out and whatnot, but that doesn't help, families that maybe aren't working or whatever. So that's what I got to do. So yeah, mark that down, guys. Hold me accountable if you see this or if you hear this. Make sure that I make a donation to the Tri-City Food Pantry. Melissa, if you see this, I got you. I promise. Side note, man. Outside of that, I don't want to, focus too much on that stuff. But let me tell you about the craziness that happened at work this week. So, I'm the chauffeur, the driver for a local assisted living facility, and I had taken one of our residents to an appointment. And on the way back, I had to get ice because we were doing an event. So the resident asked if I could take her to Walmart. And I told her, I was like, you don't want to go to like Walgreens or something? Because like, I don't really go to Walmart too much. I go to Sam's Club, but I don't really go to Walmart because stuff is weird at Walmart. Like, people do, people at Walmart.com, like, I don't know. I'm just not like huge into going to Walmart, man. And I said, okay, whatever. It's on the way. It's on the way. So we go to Walmart. We do our little shopping. We come out. and we're getting ready to leave. We're loading up. I'm loading up the vehicle, and across the aisle, I see a full cart return, and in the last cart, there's a backpack. It's like a gray and pink backpack. So I'm like, okay. I tell the resident, hey, I'm going to run and grab this backpack real quick so I can take it to the service desk. Because, that's like the worst feeling when you leave something somewhere and you like are like, oh my God, like I had all my valuables in there. Like I've left my wallet in places before, in the back of a cart before, and someone's turned it in at Baker's. So I was like, man, let me go and grab this and take it in. And I did have this like weird feeling. Like I saw this guy, he was pushing the cart. It looked like he looked at the backpack, but he kept going. Maybe he wasn't looking at the backpack. I don't know. But I was like, man, let me hurry up and run over there so I can grab it before somebody, it's out in public. People see something that they can easily take, man. A lot of times people are going to take it. So I'm like, let me do my thing and grab this. I grab it, man. And it was just weirdly heavy. Like I was telling people, I was like, it didn't feel like it was full. The backpack wasn't full, but it just felt like a weird weight in the backpack. So I just it might have been open a little bit. So I just unzip it a little bit, peek in, and what do I see inside this backpack? A handgun. It was holstered, but it was a handgun in the parking lot in a cart return at Walmart, a full parking lot on a Friday afternoon, when in the summertime, when kids are all around. A handgun. And considering all the stuff that's been going on recently, all the talks about gun violence and whatever else, a handgun sitting in a public place, no one around. I had no idea where that backpack came from. So I hurry back to the vehicle, and I'm like, I tell the resident, hey, I'm sorry, but there's a gun in the backpack. I gotta call 911. So someone please call 911 before somebody gets shot down. That's Wyclef Jean for those who are not familiar. Someone please call 911. But yeah, like crazy. In the middle of the day, man, anybody could have picked up this handgun. Fortunately, it was me, someone who, would do the right thing. I mean, who knows who could have grabbed it if it wasn't me? Like, I don't know. I know there's other good people out there too, but I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of not so good people out there. And and again, I don't really go to Walmart because that's just not like a place. Like, I'd just rather go to Hy-Vee, or my wife likes to shop at Target, so we'll go to Hy-Vee or Target. I'll go to one of these other grocery stores around, Family Fair, Fairway, wherever. But yeah, I don't usually personally go to Walmart too much unless it's in a pinch and like, I gotta get there and some of the other stores aren't open, or they don't have what I need. Like, Walmart is not my first choice, and that's not because of Walmart. It's because of the people of Walmart. So. Man, just blew my mind, man. I couldn't believe it. So I had to wait for the police officer to get there. And, when I called 911, they asked, 911, Sarpy County 911, what is your emergency? I'm like, well, it's not really an emergency, but I just found a handgun in the Walmart parking lot. And she was like, did you touch it? And I'm like, no. I did not touch it. I looked in the backpack. I saw it was a handgun. I said, I got to call 911. And then the police officer came, told him what was going on. He asked me again a couple times if I touched it. And again, I'm like, no, I ain't touched this handgun. I done seen enough TV to know, there could be some bodies on this gun or something like that. Like, I don't know. I'm not touched. No, I touched the backpack. That's all. And it was a female's backpack. I could smell the perfume on it. the handgun was on top of like diapers and stuff, and like a baby toy. So I don't know, man. It was just a real weird thing, and the officer was real cool. I actually saw him a couple days after. Actually, no, I saw him the next day after that incident, because the Bellevue Police Department, they're over by 10th Planet, where I'm usually at, where I'm training at. So I saw the officer the next day after that happened. So that was kind of funny. So I was just like, hey man, thanks again for the help. But yeah, man, that's just a little craziness that I was wanting to end the podcast on, man, and tell you guys about it. So with all this talk about gun control and gun safety and all this, whatever, what was struck down with the Supreme Court over in New York, and they're saying it's going to strike down California as well. I don't know the solution again to this either. Like I see the problem, but I don't know the solution. And they say, like, I don't know if this gun was registered or not, and maybe somebody just got busy because they had the baby. I don't know. The gun was in the backpack and but with the baby stuff. But maybe they got distracted or something. I don't know. I'm not a gun owner. I'm not against guns, but I feel like, hey man, it's Peter Parker, Spider-Man. With great power comes great responsibility, and if you have a gun, that's a lot of power, and you need to be responsible. And that was so irresponsible. I feel like you should not have a gun license, gun permit, if that's the case. I mean, that even if you were distracted, like, you can't leave a gun in a public place where anybody could come across and grab it and use it for whatever. That's just unacceptable. So I don't know. I hope they at least find the gun owner, and I guess they would give the gun back if it's clean. I don't know, but that person probably, if it's a registered person, they probably need to go through like a class again or something to make sure that they know gun safety, because that is definitely not safety. And that's all I got for y'all today, man. Enjoy the summer, man. Don't burn up. Stay hydrated. Enjoy the time while you can with your family or whoever. Just do stuff that you enjoy doing. Thank y'all for tuning in again to another podcast episode of What's Up Omaha. Don't forget to subscribe. Share it if you enjoy it. Tell your friends about the What's Up Omaha podcast. Small Guy Promotions, Omaha Fatty. That's what it is, man. As we end every episode, smile. Help someone else smile. Laugh. And help someone else laugh. All day, every day. Peace out, y'all. Yeah. Go enjoy the day. Yeah.